Okay. When everybody's sitting down, we'll start up. Apparently Sarah Lee brought some jazz cookies back there. You know Michael Gold? He has this thing at the library that brings jazz cookies. But they wouldn't let him do it. They finally wouldn't let him play with Christians. They wouldn't let him play without masks. Okay, so talking about these contrafacts, Dizzy Gillespie decided he wanted to write a really difficult contrafact because they were having these jam sessions at a place called Minton's Playhouse, and people would show up to the jam session and couldn't really play, and they were trying to figure out what to do about that. So they started writing convoluted contrafacts, these extremely dense and difficult contrafacts with lots of key changes in them and real fast tempos to scare people away from the jam session. And then one day, Dizzy flipped through the Thelonious Monk, who was in the house band there, and he said, I think this is actually good music. What do you think, man? Let's call it bebop. What do you think about that? And so Dizzy wanted to take a popular song that wasn't really very well known. It was called Whispering. It was written in 1928 and then kind of forgotten. Benny Goodman recorded it in 1936, and then it was kind of forgotten again. And so I'm going to sing the song first, and then we'll do Dizzy's contrafact. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Whispering while you come near me, whispering so no one can hear me. Each little whisper seems to cheer me. I know it's true, there's no one here but you, and I am whispering while you'll never leave me. Whispering while you'll never grieve me. Whisper and say that you believe me. Whispering that I love you. whispering why you'll never greet me, oh yeah. Whisper and say that you believe me, whispering that I love you. So Dizzy Gillespie put together a contract, and he called it Groovin' High because Charlie Parker was on the day and he was always high. And, so it goes a little something like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Get up, oh yeah, we got away, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, we got away, oh yeah, oh yeah. So what you noticed Curtis doing there, he quoted a song while he was playing his improvisation. This was something Charlie Parker apparently invented. And he would play things like Merrily We Go Along, and, the Woody Woodpecker song, and just all kinds of fun stuff. And so he really got into it. And when this record came out by Dizzy with that cadenza at the end, there was a composer named Cat Dameron who said, well, that sounds interesting. I think that could be a song. So he took that last cadenza and he made it into a popular song, which is called If You Could See Me Now. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you could see me now, you'd see how blue I've been. One look is all you need to see the mood I'm in. Perhaps then you realize I'm still in love with you. If you could see me now, you'd find me being brave and trying awfully hard to make my tears behave, but that's quite impossible. I'm still in love with you. You will happen my way on some memorable day, and the month will be May for a while. I'll try to smile, and I play the part without my heart behind the smile. The way I feel for you, I never could disguise. The book of love is written plainly in my eyes. Perhaps you'd be mine again if you could see me now. And the month will be May for a while. I'll try to smile, but can I play the part without my heart? Wave out behind that smile, the way I feel for you, I never could disguise. The look of love is written very, very plainly in my eyes. Perhaps you'd be mine again if you could see me. So Dizzy Gillespie was also a singer, besides being a wonderful trumpet player. And the reason he was a singer was because he was such a wonderful trumpet player. He played the trumpet like nobody should. He would puff out his cheeks when he played as a young man. And one time I was in a band, I was sitting next to the trumpet player, and the leader came over and said, "You cannot sustain an embouchure on a trumpet if you puff out your cheeks. Forget about it." Well, Dizzy Gillespie puffed out his cheeks so much that his whole side of his face blew up and his glasses were all the way up. When he finally got to the point where he was actually popular enough to go on the Johnny Carson show, his chops were shot. But when Phyllis and I used to go see him, actually, Dizzy was the first person I saw when I came to California in the 60s. Then Phyllis and I used to go hear him in the 70s, and he would tell jokes and do comedy routines. Like he would introduce members of the band to each other, and he would tell jokes that were politically motivated, like Dick Gregory, and he would sing and he would scat, all because he needed to rest his chops because they were just shot. And one time I went to the lighthouse in Hermosa Beach in the 60s, and Dizzy showed up, and they weren't really open yet. It was a Sunday afternoon, so he and this other guy Pancho Haygot, got together and scattered all afternoon. It was just fantastic. So I'm going to do a thing that Dizzy liked to do to rest his chops. And it's based again on Lady Be Good. So we got to go back to Lady Be Good. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa! Oh, lovey, ooh, lovey, lady be good. Oh, lady be good to me. Yes, I'm just lonesome. You are a lonesome, baby, no wood. Whoa. Lady be good. 'Cause I'm all alone in the city. Ooh, yes. Won't someone please have a little pity on me? Do, be do, be do, be do, do, be do, be do, be do, be do, do. Lady, please, please be good to me. Now if you will squeeze it to be, then I will skin it. Lady, please, please be good to me. And if you will skip that to be do, then I will skip it. Lady, come on, lady, be bad. 'Cause I'm all alone in this big city. Oh yeah, I want someone. Please have pity. Tasty cake, wop dop play, stop doo doo, lady be good. Lady, 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 lady be good. Be good to me. Whoa, 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 oh, scoobly-dee, lady be good, yeah, yeah. Hey now, hey now, hey now, lady be good. Well, whoa, Papa do bop, hey, lady be good. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, lady be good. 'Cause I'm all alone in this big city. Yeah. Won't somebody please have a little pity on me? I tell you, love it, done it, love it, done it, love it, done it, love it, done it, love it, whoa, lady, be good. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. So one of the people who influenced was influenced by Dizzy a lot was a popular singer named Ella Fitzgerald. And she started working with Norman Granz on these Jazz at the Philharmonic tours with Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, and he taught her how to scat sing. And she made several scat recordings, and one of them is the one we're going to do now. It's called How I Move. So we started out slow, and then we go fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Somewhere there's music, how faith it too. Somewhere there's heaven, how I move. where you are, somewhere there's music. How near, how far, the darkest night would shine if you would come to me soon. Until you will, I'll still my heart. How high the moon, that's the name of the song. How high the moon, all the words may be wrong. You're singing it because you asked for it. So we're singing it just for you. How high the moon, does it reach the stars? How high the moon, does it climb up to Mars? Though we don't know the words to the song, we hope you like high, 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 high. Poinciana, so do it in the Poinciana, Poinciana, when the deep purple fall, the horses street down call. Rockin' the rhythm, it's love blue, from the bay. So, I was talking before about BMI and ASCAP. ASCAP was around first, and then BMI came along and signed a deal with the radio stations that nobody who wrote ASCAP music could get played on the radio. So Duke Ellington was an ASCAP composer, and he didn't know what to do, so we got together a couple of fellows that were working for him. One was his son Mercer, and the other was a guy that they called Sweet Pea, Billy Strayhorn. And they took a fifth of scotch and went into a room and started writing songs. And Mercer Ellington wrote a song called Tain't What Used to Be. Things Ain't What They Used to Be, which became an instant, huge success. And Sweet Pea kept throwing his pieces in the garbage. And finally, Mercer went over and said, Sweet Pea, you pull one out of the garbage. He says, this looks good to me. He says, oh no, man, it's too much like Fletcher Henderson. No, it's no good. So well, I think it's good, and I'm giving it to Duke. And they gave it to the Duke, and the Duke played it and says, oh, I love this. What's it called? And Sweet Pea says, well, you know, I took the A train over here. Maybe we should just call it that. So, oh, okay, we'll call it that. So what would happen was, every time Duke would play a concert or any kind of a gig, he would come out all by himself and start playing the piano, noodling around with the piano. And pretty soon the rest of the band would come out. And when everybody was on the stand, Duke would play the doo-dee-dee-doo-dee-dee-doo-dee-da, ba-dee-doo-dee-doo-ba-ba-doo-dee-da, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-doo-dee-da, and then they would take the A train. And so he hired a singer named Betty Roche, and she sang a very famous vocal on this. Kikistopoulos loves to sing this particular vocal on Take the A Train. So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Get on the A train. You'll find, get where you're going if you hurry. If you should take the A train, oh yeah, you'll Fine, get where you're going if you hurry. Hurry, hurry. Now it's coming. Can't you hear? The rails are thrumming. Get with it. If you should take the A train, fine. Get where you're going if you hurry. Yes. Swap, baba, doo, ya, da, bat, baba, doo, ya, da, ew, coo, hey, ooh. Swap, baba, sweet baby, da, baba, doo, doo, wow. I ain't mad at you, pretty baby, don't you be mad at me. Oh, bop, shabam, I'm a cookie mop, Scooby-Doo, dooby-dooby-doo, wow. Sweet bop, bop-oo, sweet bop, ba-doo, squat-a-doo-dow. I cover the waterfronts. Yes, I cover the waterfront. Scooby-Doo, hey, ooh, ooh. Squab, bop, squab, bop, sweet baby down. Sweet bop, ba-yow. Scooby-Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-dee-ba-doo-ba-dee-ba. Wah-bop-a-doo-yow. Yankee Doodle went to town just to ride ponies. Wah-bop-a-doo-yow. I ain't mad at you. Don't you be mad at me. Laura is the face. Well, I ain't nothing to look at, ain't nothing to see. I got a train waiting for me. I'm waiting for the A train, yes. So Lord, we're on the A train. Fine, get where you're going if you hurry. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about a kind of singing that's the opposite of scat singing. It's called vocalese. And it's a situation where somebody would take a jazz solo and write a lyric of the jazz solo and sing it. Very rarely did the vocalese people scat, although some of the best vocalese people were, like John Hendricks was a wonderful scat singer. But that wasn't the general thing going on. And the most famous and the most successful of the vocalese recordings was, there was a fellow named James Moody who played alto and tenor saxophone with Dizzy Gillespie for years. And he was in Sweden and he made a record of a song called I'm in the Mood for Love. But he didn't play the melody. And he called it Moody's Mood for Love. And so somebody wrote a lyric to this. Nobody's exactly sure who. So I'm going to sort of give you guys the option of figuring out who might have written this lyric. The person who was given credit for the lyric at the time the record came out in 1952 was a guy named Clarence Beeks, who called himself King Pleasure. And he sang this song and had a big hit with it. Later, another vocalese composer named Eddie Jefferson was given credit for it. Now, if you look at the sources, it's going to say Eddie Jefferson wrote the lyric. So I'm going to sing examples of music by both of these guys and see if you can decide which one it is. But first, I'm going to sing the song the way it was written by Jimmy Q, and it's called I'm in the Mood for Love. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm in the mood for love. simply because you're near me. Funny, but when you're near me, I'm in the mood for love. Heaven is in your eyes, bright as a star. We're under, and is it any wonder I'm in the mood for love? Why stop to think of whether this little dream might fade? We put our hearts together, now we are one. I'm not afraid if there's a cloud above. If it should rain, we'll let it. But for tonight, forget it, 'cause I'm in the mood for love. That's a pretty song. So, this was a big hit for King Pleasure, 1952. About 10 years later, I was in the film program at San Francisco State, and Peter Alba was in that program, Dan Hicks was in that program. You guys know Dan Hicks? I asked Dan Hicks if he would do a film project with me. He said, "No, man, I'm kind of a loner." So then one day I saw him on Haight Street. I says, "Hey man, I saw your name on a psychedelic poster. What's that about?" I said, "Oh, I do a little picking, man." Next thing you know, it's on Johnny Carson. Dan Hicks is not right. So anyway, there was another guy in the film department. Oh, by the way, that Joshua Redmond's father, Dewey Redmond, was the guy who was in charge of handing out film equipment to the film majors. He never would hand out any film equipment to anybody. But it all got stolen, so it wasn't a problem. But they fired him. They didn't need him anymore. But he played one gig at San Francisco State the whole time he was here. And then he left, went to New York and joined Ornette Coleman and went to Paris and left his son here to grow up and try to figure out how to play the saxophone by listening to his father's records. And so anyway, there was another guy in the group called Lenny Sheffman. And Lenny said, you know, I live right at the corner of Hayden and Isidero. There's a place across the street that used to be a jazz club. And I'm going to open it up as a jazz club again. I'm going to call it the Both And Club for both movies and music and jazz. Well, the thing is, I never knew Leonard ever made a movie. And I don't think he ever showed a movie there. But the first night he opened up, he had King Pleasure come and sing. King Pleasure was living in total obscurity in Oakland and came out, got up on the stand, and he says, "Lenny, I don't know if I can sing. I think I got a sore throat." And Lenny says, "Man, that's fine. I don't have to pay you." So I think I'm feeling a little better, Lenny. I guess it'll be all right. But I got to ask you one question, Lenny. What does both and mean? Isn't that redundant? And Lenny says, "What does King Pleasure mean?" And so then King Pleasure sang this song, and everybody in the audience sang along like it was a church service. It was just wonderful. And I sang too. So anyway, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I go, there I go, there I go, there I go. Pretty baby, you are the soul that snaps my control. It's a funny thing, but every time you're near me, I never get relief. You give me a smile and then I'm wrapped up in your magic. Music all around me, crazy music, music that keeps calling me so very close to you, and it turns me your slave. Come on in here, do the little thing you want to. Let me get next to you, yeah. Am I insane or do I really see heaven in your eyes? Bright as stars that shine up above you in the clear blue skies. How I worry about you, just can't live my life without you, baby. Come here, don't have no fear. If there's a wonder why, I'm really feeling in the mood for love. And baby, why stop to think about this weather, my dear? This little dream might fade away. There I go, talking out of my head. Oh baby, baby, won't you come? Put our two hearts together. That'll make me strong and brave. Ooh, when we are one, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. If there's a cloud up above us, I'm sure, a little rain, I'm sure our love together will endure over a king. Oh baby, come here. Give me a little reflex off of misery. Cause let her be. What is all this talk about loving me? My sweet, I am not afraid. Not anymore. Not like before. Can't you understand me? Please pull yourself together. Do it soon. My soul's on fire. Come on and take me. I'll be what you make me, darling, my dear. Oh, pretty baby, you make me feel so good. Won't you take me by the hand? Come, let us linger down here. Love's new promise land. Maybe there we can find a place to have a love state of mind. I'm so tired of being without, never know what love's about. James Moody, you can come in here and blow it off if you want to, because we're through. Okay, so next we're going to do one that is pretty sure was written by King Pleasure. And so I don't think Eddie Jefferson ever tried to take credit for this. I'm not going to sing the ahead of time because it's kind of incorporated into what he sings. Might as well be spring. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's quite an intro, man. Let's do it now, too. I'm as dizzy as a let me get back to that. I'm as restless, hey. I'm as restless as a willow in a windstorm. I'm as jumpy as a puppet on a string. Well, I could say that I had some spring fever, but don't you know I know it, that it is not spring. Feeling kind of like to get crazy a little bit now. Star-eyed, vaguely discontented, just like a bluebird. A lot of songs to sing. Feeling kind of lazy, getting light and a little bit crazy. Because of why should I have the spring fever, don't you know? Whoa, whoa. Cause you know it isn't even spring. It's kind of lazy for my radio, yeah. I keep on wishing I were somewhere else, walking down a strange new street. People around me on the street, hearing words that I have never heard from a girl I got yet to meet. Wait till I meet her, like a spider spinning dreams. Yes, I'm busy as a daydreams, and I'm getting as little on the swing. What a beautiful thing. I haven't seen a crocus or a rosebud sad blue. Haven't seen a robin high on the wing. Pretty thing, still I feel so gay. The melancholy way that it might as well be spring over again. Might as well be spring again. Might as well be spring again. So let's let her see. Let her see, guys. Like a spider. He's been a daydream, but his days have gone forever. What do you think about that poor old butterfly? Haven't seen a crocus or a rosebud sad blue. Haven't seen a robin high on the wing, and I don't believe I'll see one. Still I feel so gay. Melancholy way that it might as well be spring over again. Yeah, I'm kind of lazy, I'm feeling kind of crazy. I'm kind of crazy, I'm feeling kind of lazy. All because I know it isn't spring to tell my story, spring to end the glory. If anybody asks about the song, just tell them Dave's Moody's been here and he's gone. So for our last rendition here, I'm going to do a song which I have to read because it's really convoluted. It was written by Eddie Jefferson, and it was written to a Charlie Parker song on Lady Be Good. So we got to go back to Lady Be Good again. And Charlie Parker sang this, played the solo on the Jazz at the Philharmonic concert. And Eddie Jefferson wrote this lyric, which he called Disappointed. And it's really difficult because Charlie Parker's solo was more difficult than most of the songs the guy vocalist has written to him. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got in trouble fooling around with a pretty woman. She said that she was alone, that I could come by her home. She went out to lunch with me. A couple of times I took her out to see a movie or two, never even thinking that she would do that to me. Baba John. Every morning, yes, every evening, I used to call her on the phone and tell her just how much I wanted her so. And there was no mistake. My heart would surely break if she should ever say goodbye. My, why? I thought I'd die. Could not survive without her sweet tenderness, lovely caress. A fool, I confess. I'm telling you, she just left one evening. Didn't even say she's leaving. I went to her house to take her to a dance. We were gonna have a steak, but when I knocked on her door, there was no answer. Lord in the morning, don't you know? I never even thought that while I was standing around waiting, she was halfway out of town. I figured maybe she'd go out to the store to get a couple things she needed, because she knew I'd wait around. I sat down on her steps and smoked a cigarette, because I just knew she'd be back in plenty of time. Yeah. First thing I knew, an hour or two, then 3 went by. All my cigarettes were gone. I was wondering to myself what in the world's happened. The lady from next door came up to me and said, I know your fella's been coming around. this is gonna sound. Virginia's out of town. She told me to tell you she won't be back and she's gone out with her lover to get married. Whoa, whoa. Why in the world did she do it? I could have did so much for her. Oh well, I guess there ain't no need to think about it. Got myself a new gal and she swears she's mine. Girl, please be good. Be good to me. That's the end of our program. Let's hear it for David Udall. Curtis Aikens on bass. And now they're here to take the chairs. And you do that.